Hello, and we're back. Hello, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and I am freaking excited to be back. And of course, we're here to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Yay! I can't express to you how happy it makes me to finally be of service again and to do this reading for you. It's titled because I wanted to check in. I know there's so much going on, and there's not even going to get into everything. I may in a different video, like an extra video to that. But I just wanted to get back out there, and I finally got the go ahead from Spirit about a week ago, and I was so excited. And I did a private reading prior to this one. Yeah. So, and as soon as I did my setup, I started to get accelerated and to connect with those higher energies in such a way again. It was absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy. If you're still here and still watching, I'm so happy to have you guys back on. There are a few changes to my channel. But I think I might talk about them after the video. So if you want to stay till the end, you can listen to them because I want to get into the reading right now. Okay, this is going to have no extended, and the question is what's going to be most helpful for us to know, for the collective to know. And I pre-shuffled all the cards, and what came out from the Lightworkers Oracle was life path. And this is quite a profound card. I was immediately thinking, past lives. And you see how the angel is watching over those children. So there's something in there as well, for sure. Also, as I was ringing my singing bowl, it was so deep, it was profound, and it also immediately reminded me of to go internally, to go deep, and to find the resonance within yourself. That was the most important thing for right now. Okay, so not listen so much to whatever else distractions are going on the outside. It is really about, as we told you before, to come back to your center, to find your routines. It is now more than ever important to step into these routines so that you can stay centered and afloat within yourself. Be strong, be resilient within yourself from the inside out, not the other way around. All right. Here we go. It's good. It's a good start. Transformation also, you see on the back of the booklet, all those butterflies and that woman that is rising up. Yeah, the feminine power, that we all have within us. God, I'm excited. Life path. Do you wonder about your divine life path and purpose? You have been enrolled in spiritual training. This training might be obvious in the form of a course you are undertaking or hidden in a life lesson that is currently triggering your healing, learning, or growth. Whatever it is, obvious or not, successfully completing this training will empower you to fulfill your divine purpose this lifetime. Further clarity will be revealed to you. The universe promises that you shall know what you need at the perfect time and in a way that you cannot miss. You are in spiritual training for a divine mission that serves your soul development and spiritual growth whilst simultaneously helping others. It will help you express your spiritual purpose this lifetime. At times, your training may be aligned with study or applying your skills in ways that seem more obviously aligned with a spiritual path. At other times, your spiritual training may be disguised in ordinary life circumstances. Holy crap. That's just what they did to me right now. I fully understand why they took me off the channel and why they made it impossible for me to continue for a while. And I was going to talk about that too, because it was really important for me to step away, to step back into another life, so to speak, because it really was quite the drastic change and difference. So for some of you, that may have happened as well, where we feel called away from our path and it doesn't make sense at the time, and we may be kicking and screaming, right? But in the end, in retrospect, if you've had these situations again and again, then you know that in retrospect, they make a lot of sense and you all of a sudden understand. Although sometimes these situations are so tricky and tough for our human self, for whatever you want to call it, ego, whatever it is, right? But they're so tricky that we're kicking and screaming and holding on to them. When really, again, this is when the routines, the meditations, the yoga, whatever it is that you're doing to keep yourself centered, more or less at times, right? Those things bring you back to that. They make you understand what's really going on internally so that you can make better sense of your external circumstances. And also that carries you through a time that is tougher, because you know that's not the end of the line, that's not the end of the story. It doesn't end there. It keeps going. It keeps going, and we're going to get through this. There's something else at the end of this tunnel, right? And that's exactly what this card is speaking about as well, even if it's not accomplished in one lifetime. And I'm not saying it isn't. They're all equal in value. It doesn't. And here the thing of time comes in again. You know how time is not really relevant because this lifetime is over in the blink of an eye. But still, we have this human experience. There's all, I hope I'm expressing it in a proper way so it can be understood, because what they're showing me is that it's much bigger. But of course, there's the difference between the human experience and then the higher view of things. And the more we meditate, the more we can understand, and not just understand, but feel that view, feel the love, feel the light, and understand what's going on, and be more compassionate because of that view, because you're spending more time in that other reality that is there at all times for your grasping right now. Meditate right now. What I found extremely helpful was indeed, and I'm so freaking glad that I recorded that one, is the ritual meditation over on Universal Power Meditations. I'll attach the link down below, which I know some of you must be doing like on a daily basis because the numbers just keep going up. And that one is actually really saving me, and or saved me through a not so awesome period, because I could just listen to it. I don't even have to do much. I just listen to it, and it's super, super helpful. You know how that was brought to me, the way it was brought to me, that was just amazing because it was guided. And that's a different kind of ordeal altogether, as if I had done that all by myself. It just has a different kind of impact. It hits differently. And by the way, with the advertising that is in front of those things, I didn't do that. There's no monetization, and there's no more monetization on this channel either. I switched off everything. I don't want that anymore. I don't want YouTube to control who's watching what and what you guys are watching. It's none of their freaking business. That's why I switched it off. Okay. And there were other indicators with that as well that I did not like and I'm not standing for. So no more monetization. So if you do see ads on this channel or on my other channel, it's not from me. It's just YouTube that is still making money, although not paying it to me. Anyways, so that's what that one is about. Align with a spiritual path. Yeah. If you are unsure of what you are meant to be learning, of exactly how you are in spiritual training at the moment, look to the situations in your life that are causing you the most struggle. This is where you will find your training taking place. And wow, we got a bunch of struggle going on. The struggle is in place. We're holding on. Is competing with letting go, what we were just talking about. It is, however, nothing to be ashamed of. A growth edge where you are doing the inner work of growing into more peace, trust, and love is a sign that you are certainly growing. It isn't comfortable. Sometimes it might cause fatigue and even a feeling of defeat. Yet you shall not give up. You shall not give up. We shall not give up as a collective, and we won't. We will not. You shall continue, and in time you shall triumph with a feeling of peace, resolution, and wisdom. I hope you feel that. If you're feeling stuck, perhaps you're working on a significant issue or challenge that won't seem to resolve itself, no matter how much effort you apply, then you're being guided to ask for help from your spiritual team using the invocation below. I'll actually photograph that one for you and put it on YouTube, because I'm probably no longer going to do Instagram. I'm trying to distance myself from social media as much as I can, but still try to have that outreach on YouTube, although I'm not the biggest fan, but still got to go with it somehow. Yeah, but that's how it's probably going to be. So you'll see it in the YouTube community section. I'll post that there so you can use the invocation if you're in need of help, okay? And I'll leave it there. And the other thing that I got, where's the thing here? Guardian Angel cards is Jewel. Jewel. And every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. There is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust, we, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. Trust, there's nothing to fear. There's only love. Yes, remember the difference, the stretch between the human self, that which keeps us dense and heavy, and then the other thing that is so light and full of love and light. It's incredible, incredible. And the more we tap into this, the more it's manifested in our reality as well. And that's interesting, because when we're talking about trauma response and traumatic events in our lives, which I definitely see that which is unfolding right now, that is traumatic for all of us. So when we're working with trauma, you want to create an environment that is safe, because it really helps you calm down your nervous system, your vagus nerve to be precise. So again, that's why meditation or other tools that help you relax the vagus nerve are going to be super beneficial, because your whole system is starting to calm down for a while. And that again triggers your brain, signaling to your brain we are safe. Whatever the fear is right now, there are so many around, I feel. So that's really gonna help. Okay. And the many lifetimes you've been here. Yeah. We have the guide, which is Sagittarius energy. It's temperance, right? It's also patience. It's, it's that it doesn't have to be done in one day. It doesn't have to be done in one day. This, again, is a thing that unfolds itself over many, many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. You've been here numerous times. Numerous times. Yeah, there's something about the water. Yeah, connect with the spirits of the water, the element of water, to cleanse, to restore, to give information into the drinking water, to send peace every time you're drinking something. Before you drink it, send peace in it, say, I'm at peace and this world is at peace. Or love, I am love, this world is of love. And that goes back into the circulation of water, but water transports that information. So it's really quite powerful. Do not underestimate how powerful you are in your intentions and that which you send out into this world, okay? And there are so many good people out there, so many good people, although sometimes it's hard to see. It can be hard to see because it's sometimes clouded. But there's so much goodness. There's so much potential in our human race. Oh my God, I got in so many channelings. I could again lecture about this a lot, actually, because they answered a few of my questions. I wrote it down, but it was a while ago. It was right when I stopped, when I received a lot of channelings that were about how death is not the end, and about precisely that, how we're reborn. And even if one person is really stubborn in one lifetime, it's just the same value as if they were working on themselves this whole lifetime. There's no difference. We put a value on this, whether it's good or bad. We make, we give it value or not. Give or take, yeah. So yeah, now I forgot what I was what I said originally. Oh man. Yeah, with the potential, with the humans, with the human race, how much potential there is, and how much they love us, how much, you know, God, or however you want to call them, spirit, like the highest Christ consciousness. That's how I call them in my case, because that's what they came through as. So the guide, so the angels want us to know that they're very much with us. And if you don't like the term angels, use another one, light beings. You know, because that's what they are. They're accumulation of light, of intense, intense light, intense love and light. So yeah, that's that. It's the give and take kind of a situation. It's about reciprocity and, you know, being one with nature again, listening to nature again, listening to our bodies again, no longer neglecting our bodies and neglecting nature around us, who is so willing to give and to nurture us. Being connected with his spirit, you know, a lot of people are going to have their awakenings and understand the kind of world we're living in, and asking themselves if that is still what they want, or whether there's something that can and should and will be done about it, you know, alternative ways of living. All in due time, all in due time. You know, in shadow work, there has to be this awakening period always, where the shadow comes up, you know, where you need to see this first. If you do not see and look at the ugliness within yourself, or ugliness, that's actually, you know, putting value on it, but, or validating, that's the word, validating it, or unvalidating it. But yeah, it has to be seen first, and that's painful. And then you can move on, then you can find other ways of it's the same thing. It's what happens internally is also happening externally, and that which we see now has been there before. It was just sometimes we weren't ready to see. Excuse me, it doesn't want to come up, it's stuck. Yeah, it's like it was, that's exactly it. It was always there, but it didn't want to come up. It was there, but we weren't ready. And now we're ready, though. There's a majority of us that is ready for an awakening. We're due for one, that's for sure. And for that, we have to go, and especially light workers, star seeds, etc., the ones that experience everything first. Maybe they're not, but okay, let's put it in more general terms. The people, whoever they are, whatever they're calling themselves, the ones that wake up first, because there were others before them that woke up, but it's the way showers, the torch bearers that already saw what was going on. They already dealt with the devastation, etc., with the loneliness and everything. And they're here to guide whoever is not at that stage yet, who hasn't woken up yet, once they are ready to see it, right? And if you identify as such a way shower and torch bearer, do not despair. Do not despair. It's not, when things seem hopeless sometimes, do not despair. There are way more of us standing up, shining their light. And when one person is down for a while, that's okay. There are many others. And then that person comes back. And then they're even stronger and evolved. And that's what that is, okay? So do not despair. It's only temporary. It is only temporary. And then we have the Two of Wands. So see things from a higher perspective, much like I was saying. It's like throwing the clock out the window, out the door. It's no longer, we no longer need that thing. It's paper and, you know, a bunch of numbers anyways. It's not even anything that is real, because it's also, it's a matter of interpretation, because sometimes time goes fast, sometimes it goes so slow. And especially when you're really present in that moment, it doesn't matter altogether. It does not. And peace can be found in every moment. That was another strong message that came through. And at times when I was really down and really, really dark periods, I didn't want to hear it. I'm just like, okay, go fuck yourself. Yeah, because I was so upset with it. And as you know my style, I'm really outspoken. That's like a characteristic of mine. For sure. Okay. Seven of Cups. There are many choices, my friends, many choices. And not one is really better than the other. They're all equal, no matter which way you choose in any given circumstances or situation. They all hold lessons. And again, we have the water, the importance of water, and we're made up of so much water. So watch what you're putting into your vessel, basically. And this is not coming from a judgmental standpoint at all, because I'm putting quite the stuff into my own vessel sometimes as well. And then we're talking about addictions, and addiction can be many things. It can be eating a lot of sugar. It can be, you know, not being able to quit tarot readings, not being able to get off of your phone. All of those are addictions. And, you know, I'm struggling with this stuff myself, and I'm just, sometimes you need to stop the struggle. You need to just allow yourself whatever it is that you need to do, whatever needs to be, you know, unfold itself, to allow that to unfold. Yeah. That's what this card, the life path, was talking about as well. You know, just allowing it to unfold. Oh, yeah. The sun, and here we rise again, the rising phoenix. You need to, that's precisely it. It'll take some time here for sure, but then you'll rise again. You'll rise again. You'll be reborn. That's the rebirth here for sure. Something about sun. I'm thinking sun signs. Something about the sun and the planets. And, you know, this is about astrology. And some of you really need to check your charts, or you recently checked your chart to see where you're at right now, because our chart can let us know a lot of things about our life path. And also, when you're a starseed and light worker, there are special astrologers that focus on precisely that, and they take into consideration certain planets that usually astrology does not, or not yet. And there's a difference too. And maybe some of you have recently done that, you know, went into that area and exploring, you know, that path. It's also how, you know, the magnetization of the earth has increased, and there's something about holy sites on the planet. So something like Stonehenge, for example, how important these places are, places where you can find, you know, strength that can nurture you, that can give you power. And but you don't have to be at those places. I mean, you can tap into them, even though when you're not really there, you can definitely tap into them. But you can also do this in meditation. Again, the ritual meditation, I can only recommend it. Even this morning, I felt this strong pull from the earth, and it's like, it feels like your feet are glued to the ground. Sometimes when you do meditations, at least that's the way I feel, or when you're hugging a tree, you know, especially when the energy from above wants to come through, you need to be really grounded for more energy to come through, because you're like a true vessel that that higher light energy is running through. And you need to be grounded for that. You cannot be all the way up in the air for that to happen, because it needs an outlet. It needs it needs to go somewhere, is what I'm meaning to say, okay? And that can cause fatigue too, when these massive amounts of energy are running through our bodies, also during activation periods. So grounding is absolutely essential. It's not, you know, it's out of the question. Oh my God, yes, the lovers. Yeehaw. That can be a choice. But what I'm feeling more here, and again, the sun, it's illumination. It's also peaceful times. Look, they're back in paradise. That's what I see here. And it's very much about internally the divine masculine and divine feminine. And they're only becoming divine through the healing that you're doing within yourself. That's how they become divine. That's how you become the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You're not necessarily, after all that conditioning, you may not be you know, a divine masculine, divine feminine anymore. That's a different expression that comes out. It's much like a raw diamond, and you're filing off the edges, and then this beautiful thing appears, but it's a process that you go through, right, to be in that stage. But it's gorgeous to see these people. For example, one divine masculine I want to point out, because I find him absolutely amazing, is Marcus Aubrey. So you find him on YouTube as well. He's incredible in his, at least what I've seen. I haven't seen everything of his, but what he's doing in his work is really important, and how he has grown from what I could witness. It's incredible. That to me is a divine masculine, and he can hold a divine feminine. You know what I mean? So the divine feminine, when we are fully in our power, it is really, really powerful. And a man or a woman, depending on what you like, what your preferences are, they need to have the strength and the maturity, the emotional maturity to hold that. Because if they don't, then it's not a match, right? And that's what this card is very much talking about, and how, because of the internal work, how a lot of people are going to become very attractive to their opposite divinities, if that makes any sense, to their opposite divines, however you say that. I don't know if that's the proper word for it, but I hope you're understanding what I'm saying here. So there's a lot of magnetizing going on, because when you honor your body, when you honor yourself, there's nothing more attractive. You'll attract the exact match to you. Also, of course, goes for non-romantic stuff, soul tribe, right? And we have the Fool, a new path. Yeah, after burning ourselves very clearly. And again, towards the illumination, there is so much sun energy in there. It's also, of course, our internal sun is the solar plexus. So, and this is self-worth, self-expression. It's also the portal to our, to our inner identities, inner children, etc., etc. Yeah, and here we have again, do you see the many paths? Many paths lead to that enlightenment. And you don't have to take much. Matter of fact, you probably want to leave some of that behind. So maybe some of you may have been decluttering your home, may have rearranged something, decluttering self, decluttering nutrition, whatever it is in your life. But there's definitely something there, and it's a great, great, great transformation. I just heard the Great Reset. But it's only, again, this only happens after burning. This is when you're leaving. This is when you're saying enough. Enough. Yeah. Lone man. And we're still in that waiting period. There's a lot of wisdom that is coming in for a lot of people. And it's a lot of wisdom about darker energies, darker forces on this planet is what I've been shown. But the thing is, through that, we have a lot of leaders that will step into their position for those dark energies, because if they weren't there, then we couldn't step up, we couldn't grow either. That's the thing, we couldn't step into our leadership position. So there's something about that growth, and it's always towards more love, towards will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. And that's it, trust. There's nothing to fear, there's only love. That's that. What I'm seeing with this is money won't be as important anymore. There are different values that are emerging. Yeah, a lot of shadow work here, for sure. And the water again. And time again. Okay, so we got the good tarot. Thank you. We've got the 5 of air. And we've got the 4 of earth. I'm immediately getting fairies, so some of you may be connected to fairies, but it's very light energies, interestingly enough. Of course, we've got the element of the earth here and that connectedness to the earth. And then we have, you know, airy kind of things. I'm seeing this portal here and how it is like, you know, trying to keep the balance. It's like really like you're on a string and you're trying to like, whoa, what's going on? It's that type of a thing. And that can be a long moment because, you know, you have to walk. You can no longer go back. There's no going back. There's only going forward, is what I'm getting with this. And you can do it. You can keep your balance. Just keep going. There'll be an end to this eventually, okay? And one that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of potential for growth here because you learn a lot as you're trying to keep your balance, because you have to be internally very strong. If you're into sports, you'll know that when we're not mentally and physically up to it, our performance is suffering, especially when we're not mentally up to it. That really shows. It drags us down. It makes us slower. All these things, they really do have an effect. So we learn a lot during this time of almost hyper awareness of things and being like, oh, we need to really be careful because there's only a small thread, like I said, to walk on. But that'll change. It'll change. It won't stay like this forever. But this time also teaches us a lot. It makes us stronger. It makes us more resilient. It makes us focus on the inside because we have to, because there's no other way. Um, it it makes us connect with Mother Earth. It makes us call for help for the angels. It makes us maybe believe in God even more or less, depending on where you are. Either way, it really brings you back to yourself, or can. It has the potential to bring you back to yourself, okay? And you're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. And there are messengers around, heaps and heaps of messengers. It's like all hands on deck. It's like the moment you ask, they're immediately there. Even before you can finish your sentence, they are there. Your team is there to support you, to help you. And those that are connected of you, they know how fast the help is coming in. They're not leaving you hanging. Even though you may think, okay, there's, oh my God, there's no more light at the end of the tunnel. Some of you may be thinking that. But there is. Please ask for help, okay? Ask other people for help. Let them know how you feel, how you really feel. This is another one that's really quite impactful, letting people know how you feel emotionally. Don't just say, yeah, I'm good, I'm so awesome. Open up to people. You'll see where we all connect and how we all really feel. And that's the connecting force, not anything else. There's no division once you bring it down to what is really important. That's what connects us. That's where all the potential is, okay? And I love you guys. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Oh my God. Uh-oh. We have the hunter. Track down your fears and desires, because exactly where your fears are is where your desires can be found as well. And he's fierce and strong. This is strong Aries energy, strong leader energy. Like he won't back down. He's fighting for freedom. He's fighting for his rights. He's fighting for his family, for his tribe, you know? And that's a divine masculine. Find him within yourself. Track down your fears and desires. Track down all of your fearful thoughts and feelings. When you find them, you will find your desires too. The hunter card is based on my favorite Celtic god, Cernunnos. He's a stag god of the wild and represents both the hunted and the hunter. Similarly, the hunter helps you connect with the energy that you is both fearful and fearless. Your fears are the only things that are standing between you and what you desire at this time. So if you have to come face to face with them as the hunter does with wild animals and go beyond them, instead of being hunted down by your fears or other feelings that have been buried, become the hunter. You are being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. You're not here to cower away or live in the shadows. You are here to realize your fullest potential. But this can only occur when you step up and do what needs to be done. Oh my God, this couldn't be more right now. When this card arises, there could be an opportunity to face an aspect of your past or bring closure to a situation that has been haunting you. If you are a man or identify as male, this card represents your masculinity and an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as female, this card represents your capacity to be strong and powerful and overcome limitations. Indeed. All right, my friends, that was our collective reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you gotten something out of it. I really hope it fulfilled its purpose of encouraging, elevating, and empowering. Thank you so much, especially to my patrons. I want to give a shout out because I think over the period of 2 or 3 month that I have been gone, I only lost, I think, one patron. And yeah, it was no judgment here either, but I just want to really thank you guys for still being here and for still, sticking this one out. I appreciate that a lot, because I wasn't sure like when I was going to come back and if I was going to come back and what would happen. So thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate this. And to all you others here who have waited for me to come back and all your messages that I received to see if I was okay. This was amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate this. Yeah. And if I'm going to do a reading with extendeds and now come the changes to the channel, it's only going to be found on Patreon, the extendeds. However, I'm going to go down with the price by half. So it's all extended for $11.11 a month. So you have access to every extended ever created with that. It's a price that I did with Spirit. Also, the ones before were done with Spirit, but I feel there's a huge change that started to happen within me that also sparked this new process and how I want to show up with the channel. There's also not going to be likes or dislikes anymore. You can, but you won't see who did what. It doesn't matter, and nor do the the subscribers of the channel. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Whatever this is, whoever is here who's interested is getting the message, and that's it. I may even temporarily switch off the comments or not respond to comments, because that to me, even the liking or the disliking or deciding what I want to leave on the channel and what is just inappropriate. I don't know if I want to do this anymore, because to me it's like whoever people want to be is who they are, and that's that. So don't be disappointed if I won't be liking comments anymore, or if I turn off the comments temporarily. I'll see how we go with that. Okay, so that's that. So no more Vimeo. Yeah, no more Vimeo and just Patreon instead. But that should be really worth it. For, I don't know, I think I'll be at least able to do 2 extended readings a month. So that should be good. But see for yourself and how you feel about it. All right, as I'm sure you would anyways. So my friends, I'm really excited to have been able to bring you this message. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, and I'll see you around. Bye, guys.